Actually, we wanted to start by a contributor shout out because we had many people contributed on key features this past weeks. So we wanted to thank them for contributing. And then I think the whole part of the community hour today is to show you all the new features we've built to ramp up on the BI side. And our goal is clearly so that you can kill your current BI tool and have everything in now. And for that, also thank you because I think we've received a lot of features requests and feedbacks from you. So I think it's a lot of combinations of things you already asked. And then small update on some context layer changes we have done. So yeah, that's the agenda for today.
Yeah.
So shout out. We have 3 contributors who built great stuff for us. So Florian has built the GitLab integration. So now you can actually connect your context repo of GitLab to now if you are using GitLab. Then we have Tristan who built the map visualization. We're going to show it to you today. And Briac who created a new feature to have subfolders in the test folder so that you can tidy a bit more your tests. So yeah, I think that was 3 big features we wanted to do. So thanks a lot for contributing on this big feature. Yes, great. Nice. So this is all the new features that we have built on the BI side. So now you can do filters on your stories, filters on dates, on fields that are in your charts. You can create tabs in your stories so that you don't have like very long stories. You can just like segment it in tabs. We have a lot of different new charts, conditional formatting on your tables, a lot of new features to personalize tables like the labels, the axes, how to download the data, how to format the data, and a special fun feature that I will let Christophe introduce, which is like vibe coded charts. Because basically we have built like a lot of built-in charts, but we want you to be able to expand to whatever you want. So you will be able to vibe code charts and let them accessible to everyone in your company using now.
And we name it vibe coded charts. It's like a plugging system in a sense, if we phrase it like the old way.
Okay, you'll go in depth on that. So yeah, I'll just share my screen and show in action what it looks like. I think the last merge we have done was 10 minutes ago. So yeah, that's going to be a fun demo. Cool. So the first thing I want to do is create a new story. We click GitHub stars. Yeah,
So
I should say that.
for the people that are not like familiar with now, because maybe we have like newcomers, stories are the now way to display stuff like a dashboard, but it's more like editorialized in a linear way from the top from to the bottom. And we name it story because when we do data stuff, we want to tell stories to people, and we felt that it was like the best way to name it. Oh, a lot of errors. Why? We don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it has figured it out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay, so here, so you see, I just like asked a story and it has created a story where I have a date range I can filter on. So let's say I just want to filter on the last 4 weeks. I can just choose a filter here and it's going to filter all the charts on this date filter. On the new things that we have added as well, maybe you can see, so we have this new visualization of a KPI card where you can have a variation peel. So here you can choose what kind of variation you want, if you want percentage, variation absolute. And another thing that we have built is you can actually change the grid of the charts quite well. If I go back in edit mode now, I'm free to change the grid of chart as I want. So if I want to put it here instead of like side by side, I can do it like that. And if I want like to put, no, it's not this one. If I want to put these two charts side by side, I can just do it like that. And I can resize. Yeah, maybe not the best choice for this one, but yeah, I can resize things. So now the grid is a bit more flexible. Maybe like this, it makes more sense. Yeah, for example, I can do something like that. So it's become way more flexible for you to change the grid. So that's one first thing.
And just to explain as well, all the stuff that Claire did like manually also can be done by the agent. So it's like it works both way. If you show the code, for instance, Claire,
Yes.
the code of the story. So the way now works is there is like a markdown code. Here it's mainly code because this is only charts and not text. But this is our now markdown. And so each time we change something, we just change the parameters of the tags here. So when you change the grid, you change like line 7, actually in the code, the width of the grid. So all the stuff is like saved as code behind. And so you can do it manually, the agent can do it, and you can also like edit the code if you want.
Yep. And so like the charts, you can also have a lot of new customization. You can add some data labels to the charts like that. You can also change the y-axis range. So like if I put, I don't know, our star target is like 2,000 new stars by a week. So I want to see it like that. And it's also going to autofocus on numbers. So let's say you have a line chart of numbers between 1 million and 1.2 million. It's going to focus the axis on this range. And before it was starting at 0 all the time. One new thing you can also do is do dual axis charts. So I'll add that here. Add a chart of accumulated stars and chart of the stars. So yeah, it's going to create one chart with a bar and line chart and dual axis. Like this. And then when you go into the setting, you can decide if each series is bar, line, area, and also if it's like left or right axis. And you can change the range for both axes. So now another new thing that you can do is you can create some tabs in your story. So now if I want to create a new tab with the clean number of downloads. And so basically it's going to be in the same story, but just create a new tab with this chart. Okay, so here I have a new tab with my new charts. In the edit mode, you can rename the name of the tabs. You can reorder them if you want to like change the order. You can also create some new blank tabs if you want, or delete them. So that's one thing. Okay, new thing that we added that was also asked quite a lot was conditional formatting. So add a table of number of download entry. So now when you create a table, you also have formatting option to add some conditional formatting on the table.
We've seen that a lot of stakeholders ask for this, especially
Yes.
like the finance people. So we added it.
Okay, so sometimes it does it on its own, and if not, you can add a color scale here to a number, and you can also do this on like some strings. So like if here I want to say, okay, just color if it's equal to pip, then it's going to color these lines. And one other feature we added in the table is the sorting features. So you can like sort the content of the table by just like clicking on the column. So the tables are now a bit more interactive. And last thing we added on the table was the option to download to Excel, because we also had the feedback that CSV was not so business friendly. So now you can also download it to Excel directly. And maybe another thing that we have added is we have added new type charts. So now you can do like donut charts. Maybe I'm not going to show that one. That's basically a pie with a hole in it. But yeah, you can do that. And another thing that we have done is on stack chart. So as I create a tab with percentage of pyramid by internal is external contributors. So yeah, now you have the option to either stack to 100% or not for bar charts and area charts.
Yeah, and someone asked while it's running, someone asked, is it possible to create a story like a dashboard and share it with the company, as we can do with an artifact in Cloud? Yes, for sure. Like this is
Yeah,
a feature that we have like for a few, because it's running. That's
it's
why
running,
you can
yeah.
share while it's running. But we have like a share feature. So when it's done, we can show it.
Yeah. So here you can share to either everyone in the company or specific people.
And we have like a pull request that has, or I'm not sure it's a pull request or just an issue that is almost done, because someone did it, but we like to close the pull request. But there is also a third option that might come, which would be you share it with a public link. And so everyone, even if people have not any accounts in now, they can still see the story. So yeah, it's possible. And also as a dashboard, you can also activate the story to be live. And when the story is live, it will be refreshed at the scheduling that you decide.
Yeah. So it's just to finish on that, you can here decide that you want a stacked bar normalized to 100%. And this is going to be giving you this, or same for stacked area. Then you can stack everything to 100%. And maybe to show you another way to add filters, let's say here in my download tab, I want to add another filter. I can say add a filter on country for downloads. And it's going to add the filter on the table. And to give you full transparency, for now, the filter can only be done by the agent. You cannot add a filter manually through the UI, because the agent needs to understand how it's going to filter each table. So that's why for now, it's only the agent that will be able to do that. Oh, okay. It's so now you can also ask the agent to fix the story if it has done a mistake.
Okay. Yeah, and actually you can like create filters by yourself, but you have to edit the code by yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so now I have a filter on the country. I can filter whatever country I want, and it's going to filter all charts that have this relevant filter on it.
And just to talk about the stories, because Anton, you said in the chat, would be valuable to search for similar chart stories when user has to create new ones, because like can become like quite large. I think this is a good point. As the stories are just like markdown code, this is some stuff that we can build later on, like the search and finding like stories that are like the best stories and recommending stories that have been shared and stuff like this. But the first thing that we have at the moment, just to prevent this, if you go in the story tab, when you create a story, by default, it's like a story that is in your private folder. So not everyone at the company has access to it. It's just like a private story. But at the end, if everyone is sharing everything, it's going to be a mess. But in the beginning, it's just like private to you.
Yeah, and I think the idea we had around that was if a story is pinned, then we consider that the content of the story, like all the charts in the story, are like vetted by the data team. So we'll have that in some kind of library that other stories could reuse. That's what we thought of.
And are you good with the stories?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
there is something that you can still show. If you go inside the new conversation, for instance,
Yes.
and you do a first chart, just do a chart like of GitHub stars cumulative, something like this. We just improve the visual, not in the story,
Oh, yeah.
but just in the chart. So here, so if you was unzoom a bit, maybe just so we see everything. Yeah. Now the panel is a bit like no unzoom.
And zoom.
Yeah. So here you can see like for a chart, you can have like the data that is behind the chart.
Issue
Yeah,
with the
there is
code.
an issue with the code, but that's
Yes.
and you can also edit the not this one, edit the SQL query. My bad. We also added something at just the SQL query here,
Yeah, okay.
and now a SQL query you can also edit a SQL query. And the cool thing it's now you get a light SQL editor where you can just write SQL stuff like we were used to do like 2 years ago. And you can run the SQL query, edit it, eventually even save the SQL query. And then the agent will get the new SQL query that you have saved. And yeah, that's like the new thing that we have added. And if you go back just to showcase like how it's done under the hood, if you go back to the previous conversation that you just had, yeah, this one, you take a SQL query that the last one, for instance, and you edit it just to showcase how the filters are made at the moment. When an agent is creating a SQL query to be filtered, it will add this templated way. It's not really Jinja, it's just like filters that is Jinja inspired, where it explains for each SQL query how a filter will be applied to the SQL query. So here we have created like two filters. One is country, the other one is period. And so if by any chance, when a chart is refreshed, this filter has been set, this is the way it's gonna be filtered in the query. And so, for instance, here, if you change, for instance, .sql by .value,
where is it?
yeah, for instance, here you
Yeah.
you put .value.
Okay.
We have like a instant validation if some syntax is wrong, so the agent also gets it and can auto fix itself when it runs. So yeah, and you have like also the fix in chat for this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, this is yeah some questions. So the first one is our next feature to be able to edit the SQL query. Yeah, that's super cool. And the SQL syntax is there from the underlying data warehouse. Yeah. So the agent every time. So there is the context that is pushed. So the agent knows what warehouse you are using. So the agent will write SQL that is related to this. In addition to this, we also have like some dialect rules because sometimes the agents are not that good. So we explain do not use this function because it doesn't work and blah, 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 because this is like the common errors that we have seen with the agents. So yeah, that's how it works. So I can delete the Jinja part of the query so that a syntax thread will be filtered in the story when. Oh yeah, exactly. If you don't have like this Jinja on a query that is under a chart, when you filter, it will not be filtered.
I think we're going to improve a bit this feature also so that it's a bit more user friendly and you don't need to go to the code.
Yeah.
So that's a way to do it now, but we are going to do improvements.
And to explain also a bit to you, the reason we did this filter syntax is it's the best way would be to understand like the syntactic tree of every SQL query and to know to inject in the tree at the correct node the filter that you want to apply, or to have like some kind of semantic layer to do this. But as agent can write whatever SQL query they want, the best is that you delegate to the agents the stuff they want to filter and where they want to put the filter, because we are building an agentic system, and this is like the best way to start. I think it's gonna improve like moving forward, but this is like how we decided to start with. Yeah, I think like for most of the top warehouses, to your remark, Anton, about like hallucination about SQL syntax, from what we've seen, like with Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift, and Databricks, but we don't have like a lot of users on Databricks. I think it works pretty well at the moment, rather than adding another like layer of documentation, because the issue with another layer of documentation is that it consumes a lot of tokens, who or could consume a lot of tokens, add a dependency, and so on. So, but this is something that can be done.
But we already have some specific rules for some warehouses.
That's what I said.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we do have that.
We have this, but it's like 5 lines, not context
Yeah,
driven.
for
That is
now
like
it's
the
just
whole.
like
That is what the whole documentation of
yeah.
the warehouse.
No, it's not the whole documentation.
And also, one thing, it's an agentic system. So if a query is wrongly written, the agent can auto-fix itself. That's one of the good things. It gets the issue and can fix itself. So, and yeah, and for ClickOut, I think it will work as well quite good. Because ClickOut syntax is almost the same as BigQuery and DuckDB, and I feel it's like it works well. Even if ClickOut has some weird stuff, I agree.
Do you want to go to the vibe coded charts?
Oh, if we good, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I will take yeah, the same, but it's fathers. Yeah, I agree. So I'm gonna present now my entire screen because I like to live dangerously. So I'm gonna share my whole screen. So the new feature that we added, we call it vibe coded charts. It's also like another way to phrase it is charts plugin, plugin system, where you can create some charts that are just dedicated for your company, your project, your context, and this is not something that you or we don't want to promote to the whole now project, but that can be like a chart type that everyone at the company can use to display whatever you are doing. So in order to showcase this, I have like a now project that I've initialized that is connected to a DuckDB, but we don't care, it can be connected to whatever. And here I have like this new folder in the agents folder of the context system that is named charts. And in this cursor instance, I will use the skill that we created that is called build custom charts. And I will say, create now custom charts that help us play rock, paper, scissors, something like this. So I will let Cursor build this. And the way it will work is Cursor will create a .js file and a .json with the schema to explain how the data should be passed to this new chart. And once it's done, okay, it has been already done. So here I have like a rock, paper, scissors chart. I have like the JSON that explain how this chart and what is this chart and the description. And now what I can do is I can do now deploy. I deploy this context to the instance that is our production instance. Actually, it's our cloud. And I will show it to you. So I go in the cloud instance here. And if I go in the cloud instance just to show you like the file explorer, now I got the rock, paper, scissors that is here that has been just like developed locally. And now I can ask my agent to create a rock, paper, scissors chart. So create a rock, paper, scissors chart. It's for a demo. Sometimes if we say I'm a data analyst, I cannot do rock, paper, scissors, but so if I add this, so it created like a chart that is rock, paper, scissors within now, and now I can play. So I say rock, oh I lost, rock, oh I won, paper. Well, I'm not gonna continue this way for long, but this is one example. The second example I can do, for instance, is like, okay, now I want a dog chart where on each bar I have a dog dancing. So it will create a dog chart custom chart. And just to give you like the philosophy behind this, we could have decided to go like full vibe coding apps, because this is like all some of competitors are doing it. But at the moment, we prefer sitting at this plugin system, because this way you still get the governance, you still get the same look, because if you had like vibe coded shirts, you decide the look, you decide the style, you can stick for a specific style for each shirt, and when it's going to be added to the story, it's going to still be governed and still be in a story, and not like a complete mess of something that is totally vibe coded. So this is like, for instance, like the middle one we decided to go with, instead of like fully vibe coded apps that are doing everything. And so now I have like the dog chart. I will also redeploy my context folder to the instance here. And when it's done, it's done. Now I can say create a dog chart of the orders per week. It's the Jaffle Shop data, so it's gonna be like not super relevant data, but we don't care. It's just to show it to you. Oh, no data for the dog chart. Oh, say this. So I vibe coded it, so maybe that's the reason it doesn't work correctly, but maybe it will be able to fix itself. Oh no, nope. Sadly, I can maybe try again saying to cursor this. Wait. It failed. I'm doing the full vibe coded stuff.
Yeah.
While it ran, I can show you the features that have been added, the map feature that has been added this week. Just a small example of maps here. I've done like search on internet, where are some of the most active volcanoes, and display them on the map. So it did like a few things, like trying to find like the dataset online. And once the dataset has been found, now you can have a map that is within now as well. And here, when I over a dot, I know like the localization, the name of the volcano, etc., etc. So for the moment, like the map is a simple map. This is like a skater map. So it just X, Y visualization. But soon we're gonna add also like the zonal map, so the coroplet, where you can have like zones with colors and gradients. But this is one of the things that we added. And for the map, we decided to include it within now, because we want like cool, beautiful maps within now. But as well, if you have like some specific localities and you want a map on a specific localities, cities, whatever, streets, this is some of the stuff that you can also record. I don't know why it didn't work. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work. I had one just before, but I'm not sure it will work again, because I changed like the dog bars. Sadly,
very beautiful templates.
yeah, the dog shirt didn't work, but maybe it will be able to fix it soon. Any question in the chat? Super useful ability to create custom chart. It's cool.
Do you have any other like BI features you would like to see, or you had in mind?
I think there are some stuff that we wanted to explore at some point, which is like also the Ah, I don't know what is this?
It's a dog.
It's not really a dog. Looks like a mouse, an elephant,
A monkey
and the monkey at the same time. But the monkey is saying "I" with the. I don't know if this
with a
if
tail.
if the tail of the. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff that you will be able to do with now.
Very useful.
But it's funny. Add this in a story, and then you can add this in the story and share it to someone.
Yeah.
Oh, but I want.
And
I
does
want to
it
do.
open the door for like data apps or like more interactive
Yeah,
like
I think
components?
not yet, but this is like a place where we can learn and see the kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, at the moment, like the vanity chart are not. You cannot add them in a story. I forgot. It will be like really soon. We just for the moment just see in a chat, but it will be soon added in the stories. But yeah, I think I've done like the work.
Russian Shiburashka character? I don't know this character.
What?
We need to check it out.
Okay.
Right, the schema for the custom charts.
Oh yeah. So for the custom chart, it's actually it's open, so you can see it. But that's the same for all the charts actually. It's like some series. You say what you want as X axis, the Y axis, and yeah, that's many how it is. There are some parameters that we added, like the min, the max of the Y axis, and so on. But this is pretty simple.
Nice. So I'm just going to show last update we wanted to give you on the CLI part. We've done a bit of reshuffle in the way that context on tables are built. Several reasons. I think like the name of the templates was not really explicit. So we renamed the template that was called how to use to query history, because that's actually all this template was about. And also the description of the table is now in the columns.md template. Well, before it was in the how to use, so it was a bit too mixed up. So that's the new name of template that you can have on tables. And we added one new template, which is called annotations.md. And this template is going to be created empty by the agent, by now init, no, by now sync. And it's never going to be erased by the agent. So that's kind of like the manual context you can input at the table level. And now maybe I'll zoom so that you can see, but when we generate files of context on tables, there's a header precising if the file is generated automatically. And then you should not modify the file because it's going to be erased at the next now synchronization, or if it's a manual file, and then you can just manage it manually. So now you have the annotation.md, and you can write anything you want on the tables, like maybe description, documentation, how to use some specific things to be to be cautious on this table. So yeah, that's just a small update that we have done. And next time you run a now sync, it's just going to migrate to this naming and create your annotations.md file. And maybe just to close, our usual events coming up, lots of events. So in 2 weeks, our community hour. In August, we're doing a meetup in Copenhagen. In September, Christophe is going all around Europe. So if you want to catch him at some conferences, if you want to tell where you're going to be.
Yeah, I will be in Amsterdam for like the 2 days of the pilot. I will do a keynote there about analytics future and some experiments I've been running. and it's gonna be, I think it's like 11th, 12th of September, something like this. And then 10 days later, I will be in Barcelona for the AI Summit. As well, I will give a talk. It will not be a keynote, it will be a talk at the Barcelona AI Summit. And then I will also be in Paris for a meetup, like 2 days after, I think it's the 24th, for a DuckDB meetup, where I will also give a talk. And yeah, and I think in Amsterdam, I will try to do like a low-key data drink, not organize like a fully meetup, but more like a data drink. If you are in Amsterdam, reach out. So we just like meet in the bar and, and talk about data.
Yeah. And on my side, in September, I will be in GPT Summit. So if anyone's going to GPT Summit in Vegas, we can meet there. And then we'll launch an agentic analytics meetup in San Francisco and in October in Amsterdam. And so we're looking for speakers, same format as usual, like doing a panel with a data team who implemented analytics agents. So if you're in one of these two cities and want to share your experience, well, you can reach out to me. And if you want to organize meetups in the next cities, we have nothing planned for November and December.
Probably Paris.
Maybe Paris, maybe Spain also. I think we had some
Oh.
users in Spain asking for a meetup. So probably in the next destinations. Cool. I think we've covered everything. I don't know if there's remaining questions. Any sample of data to connect to now? So we do have a Docker example. If you run the now Docker on the example mode, you will have like the Jaffle Shop data with the Jaffle Shop project. So you can start testing like that.
And on this, like, yeah, this is like the thing that works the best. It uses DuckDB. And really soon, this is one of the next big feature we're gonna work on. It will be like you would be able to take any data set from any open data online and start like really doing like analysis on top of this, or drop CSVs or whatever. So this is some stuff that's gonna come soon. About I tried to give your sample data by product. Oh, cool.
Well, you have your answer. Nice. Well,
Any other questions in the chat? And just to say, all the things that we have showcased right now are not yet released. It's like under a release candidate, so it's not yet like a proper version, but it's gonna be in the next hour, I think.
once we fix the SQL bug.
Yes. So it's gonna be now in the next hour under 0.3 tag. So I decided that I will bump to 0.3 because it's like enough changes to bump the version. So yeah, and so you will be able to try it really soon. Also, yeah, the filter feature is under a feature flag that is beta filter enables, something like this, because maybe this is some stuff that you don't want to add for the moment. So for the moment, it's behind a feature flag. It's gonna be like by default to true really soon. Yeah.
Yes. And if you vibe code some charts, send them to us.
Yeah.
show us what you're doing.
Cool.
Well, that's good news. Thank you, Adrien. I'm glad you're liking it.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, thanks a lot, everyone, for coming. And I guess we'll see each other in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Someone decided to arrive in the meeting just now. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Christopher.